evening and welcome to K4CO. We are breaking in with a special segment. You've heard of me talk about Foundation 1010 before. Great foundation, nonprofit operation, Foundation 1010. Help with the support of Colorado first responders. And we're joined now with co-founders Leslie and Brooke. Thank you guys for being here so much. Who wants to start?
I will.
All right. Let's get into this. Tell us a little bit about Foundation 1010.
We created Foundation 1010 to support first responders and their families. My father was a police officer when I was growing up, and he, excuse me, he passed away when I was 10 years old. He committed suicide, and so it's something that a community I've always had a heart for and wanted to support. And 2018, it was around Christmas time and just kind of having a shitty day. And, I thought, well, how about I'll go get some breakfast burritos, and took them over to Edgewater Police Station. And that just kind of became a weekly routine. And then that transpired into a monthly happy hour. And then Brooke and I met last summer, and 2 summers ago. Yep. Jesus. I don't know why I'm so nervous.
Oh, you're fine. Just relax.
And we started chatting and teamed up on a couple of those happy hours, and then decided, we could join forces and make a 501c3 and make a much bigger difference together.
Well, so in between the time you're 10 years old and 2018, what did you do with your life that inspired to start a nonprofit that's so supportive like Foundation 1010?
I struggled a lot.
Yeah.
And I finally got to the point where I, had grieved, and I went to therapy and I did the work, and I was able to kind of look back and see how my life was affected. And I feel like the biggest thing I can do with my life is to support other people and create these relationships and, make them know that their lives are important. Mm-hmm. And I think the biggest thing is really the friendships I've made with these people and Brooke, and strengthening, the community.
So it's quite a passion for you, I take it, being such a personal thing.
And I went, I had a really hard time in 2018-19 when that therapy started, and I went through a very deep depression. And, to think of that moment, that breaking point that these people get to with their PTSD, as bad as mine was, not really having even experienced or seen the things that they had, it just became, I don't want to call it my purpose, but very, very much inspired me to get into this, because what else are we going to do?
Right. Somewhat of a calling.
Yeah.
You would say. And you said you met about 2 years ago. How long is Foundation 1010 2 years old? Or
officially a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys developed it, and then it's coming up on your 1-year anniversary.
Yep.
Yes.
Excellent. What does the name Foundation 1010 mean? Where did the name come from?
We were just tossing ideas around, and I was sitting around one night and thought, well, maybe we'll look up the 10 calls, like 10-4, and those aren't as universally used anymore these days, but 1010 is the 10 call for fight in progress.
Oh, okay.
And so that's our tagline, fighting for first responders.
Oh, excellent. I like that. I didn't know what 1010 meant, as far, because that is kind of a dying language as far as, 10-4 and whatnot. And Brooke, is there a personal reason you got involved and how you guys just connected?
Yeah. So when I met Leslie, I thought it was really cool and exciting what she was doing. And my partner's a firefighter, paramedic. And I said, wow, I really want to get involved in this. And so I helped Leslie with a couple of the happy hours. And then the bigger catalyst was my partner's very good friend was Dylan Vakoff, who got killed in the line of duty in Arvada. And for both of us, it just, was very close to home, and we're like, we need to do more.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, that we're like, okay, we need to make this official and make this a nonprofit.
And it kind of started with these happy hours, and you're just inviting friends and first responders.
Yeah, and she would pick a different foundation to support each time at the happy hours. People would come. She would do raffle. She would, buy beer for these first responders. Oh, and that's what was the catalyst of how this has evolved into now, a true nonprofit. Right. And each event is becoming a little bit more.
And who all is involved? You are the founders, of course. Is there a brick and mortar? Do you have a crew, or is this the two of you guys?
Right now it's Leslie and I, and then we have a lot of really great volunteers that help us out at our different events, but we definitely need more volunteers, and we are looking to start a board as well.
Okay. Well, I want to learn a lot more about Foundation 1010. We're going to take a quick music break here, and we will get back with Leslie and Brooke from Foundation 1010 here on K4CO. And we're back on K4CO with Leslie and Brooke, co-founders of the nonprofit Foundation 1010. Now, being a nonprofit, tell us your involvement with other nonprofits and just exactly in detail what you guys do as far as Foundation 1010.
We have raised money for several different organizations, local other first responder nonprofits, the Colorado Professional Firefighter Foundation, Shield 616, the Fallen Hero Foundation, and each quarter or month those changed. And so moving forward this month, or next month, in March at our next event, some portions of those proceeds will be going to Revital Colorado. And what we're going to do with those is a backpacking trip for kids of first responders this summer. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to do a team for the 9/11 stair climb in September.
Yeah, in remembrance of Dylan, and then have an event after that will most likely go to a firefighter, first responder, nonprofit at the time. So,
and we've identified a need, and this has come up with Revital and the founder of that organization. So we're creating a hardship critical gap fund for deaths or injuries and just sickness, illness, anything that
comes with it.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of random things that pop up that don't specifically fall in different nonprofits guidelines. So we're hoping to bridge that gap for these first responders.
And what are some of your biggest needs for Foundation 1010? Is it
money?
Fundraising? Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, that's a big thing. And then we definitely need some volunteers and people to partner with us at our events and do a little planning and marketing and inviting people and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and corporate sponsors too. We have a few, but as we continue to grow, that's definitely a need.
Yeah. And I'm looking over your website, which is you can find them at foundation1010.org. It's very simple and informative. And one thing, and it's very easy to get involved. I think it's just right on their first page. You can sign up, with your name, email, and whatnot, send them a message. And what I found interesting on here is under resources, certain things you offer, which is very important as far as mental health needs and I'll just go through it. You have a COP line, 800 number, 24-hour law enforcement peer support hotline, 988 suicide and crisis lifeline, and First Help. That is, what is that one?
First Help is another nonprofit that supports families of first responder suicide.
And these are just people you can call in case someone is kind of breaking down or just needs help. And Safe Call Now, of course. Another, that's not at 800, but so that's I liked that's just right there for someone to just go call when they're having a personal crisis or anything like that. Do you help former first responders as well?
Yes, we do.
Yep.
Families, wives, children. We try to encompass the whole family of first responders.
And there's a lot of counseling involved, I take it.
Yeah, all different types of things. That's what's really cool about Revital, who we're going to be sponsoring. They try to do a lot of activities on the forefront before people are in need of that. but so that they know the resources are there. They do, backpacking, horseback riding, golfing trips. I mean, anything you could think of in support of these first responders. And then people know that these resources are there.
Yeah.
It's a really cool
You're
organization.
just kind of building your own community around.
Exactly.
And that's part of this backpacking trip too. Personally, it's kind of been on my heart for a long time to focus on kids where I haven't previously, especially the relationships between children of first responders. And so the hope is that this backpacking trip will provide opportunity for kids from different agencies and stations to grow or to make relationships and friendships with each other that would withstand, anything tragic that might happen, but also to have confidence that, their parents are on swing shifts, they're not around, they have the same struggles and stuff like that. Because I know that when I lost that first responder family base and those friends, it would have been really helpful if they'd been around.
Yeah, there's a lot of weight on our first responders today. I mean, just with the chaos in our cities and streets and whatnot. And just, believe it or not, opposition to first responders, which just drives me crazy. And the backpack trip, when did you say that was?
That's going to be at the end of summer.
Okay.
We're going to...
Specific date yet?
We don't have that.
Coming up. All right. Well, you'll have to come back and discuss that. We do have something coming up, though. Foundation 1010 Anniversary Celebration and Bingo Night. Tell us about that. That sounds fun and family fun.
We are really excited. This is our 1-year anniversary event. It's going to be Thursday, March 14th, and it's from 6 to 9 p.m. The first hour, we're going to have a food truck there and beer and all different kinds of activities. And then we're going to get into bingo at 7 p.m. It should be really fun.
Cool.
So,
and this is at Emporium Brewing. I'm in radio. 4385 West 42nd Avenue in Denver. And that's March 14th from 6 to 9 p.m. And that gives me plenty of time to remind our listeners until then, and we certainly will be. We'll take another really quick music break, and then we'll be back with Leslie and Brooke from Foundation 1010. And we're back at K4CO. I am joined by Leslie and Brooke from Foundation 1010, providing support to our Colorado first responders. We mentioned an event earlier before that music break about the Foundation 1010 Anniversary Celebration and Bingo Night. They're inviting you to join them and celebrate their first year at Foundation 1010 and hear what they have in store for 2024. Tickets are $25, and the tickets include, there's going to be food trucks there. You get a ticket for 2 drinks, of course your bingo card, and a photo booth's going to be there. So it sounds like a nice family-friendly night with great people doing great things for other great people. Thank you guys again for being here. What have we missed? Anything? I want to make sure we cover all the bases.
I think maybe it would be nice to kind of reiterate, we want everybody to come. We have a lot of first responders that come in our friend group. We want a huge show out for these people and to, obviously raise the money, but to have the community there and be able to say, like, all these non-first responders are here supporting you.
To actually show support.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, and
I
if
agree.
you can't make the event, you can definitely still just buy a ticket and support or donate online as well.
Online. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Okay, and of course the stair climb. You said that's coming up. Is that actually on 9/11?
It is on 9/11.
Okay. Where is that?
Is,
At Red Rocks?
At Red Rocks, and it is Dylan was killed on 9/11. So we will have a team in remembrance of him. Again, you don't have to be a first responder. We will have an event after, more details to come, and that will be on our website.
Okay. Yes, I am in full support of our Colorado first responders. Well, just anybody's first responders. That is not an easy job, and what you guys are doing for them, I think, is very commendable with all the support, especially with just the mental health aspect. I mean, that's just a growing crisis in our country, and anybody that gets behind that is, I'm behind as well. So,
thank you,
Leslie and Brooke. Thank you so much for being here. And Foundation 1010 is one of my favorite reads. Actually, I read it every day, just because it's a great cause, and it's something I really believe in. So, thank you so much for being here. Come back. We have a relationship now. Come back before maybe the stair climb. We can catch up and
Yeah,
talk
that'd be
about
great.
what's going on after the summer.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, thank
Excellent.
you for having us.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank you
you.
guys so much. That was Leslie and Brooke from Foundation 1010. And you have a good evening. This is Kevin saying good night.